Oh, the Wendy Williams Experience is on the radio. And hello, everybody. Allen Iverson and his entourage are being accused of causing quite the beatdown at a nightclub in Washington, D.C. The witnesses at the I-Bar say that the group of men described as security for Allen Iverson began throwing bottles during the brawl. No one accused Allen of actually doing it. Also, Puffy is changing his name from Diddy to... I don't know what it's going to be, but with a new CD, he feels as though he needs to have a new name. And Free is leaving 106 in Park. She's left the building to pursue her rap career. So Terry McMillan's going to be on BET Nightly News tonight at 11 o'clock. And a special shout out to everyone in Delaware. Do you all know somebody named Wayne Sullivan? That's my boy. Hey, Wayne Sullivan, get at my people. If you see Wayne, can you tell him to call somebody? Okay, thank you. All right, so now we're still luxuriating in our conversation with Stacy Brown. Mr. Marcus, the porn star, is picked up his luggage and he's getting ready to get in the car. But of course, there's going to be maddening traffic as it is rush hour here in New York at this particular time. And he'll be here for the bonus hour, of which most of you all aren't here for the bonus hour. But don't worry about that. We'll be playing that interview very, very soon here on the show. But for those of you in New York, you'll get it as it goes down. And for those of you who are lucky enough to get a space in the listening room at WBLS.com, because, I do an extra hour on the show. I'm syndicated, Stacy.
I know.
And 4 hours is syndicated, and 1 hour is what we call the bonus hour. And it's just based here in New York. So it looks like we'll interview the porn star for the bonus hour. So, in the meantime, Stace, we're still here with you. Stacy's book is co-authored with Bob Jones. Both men worked deep inside the Michael Jackson camp for a long, long time, and it's called An Insider Story of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, the man behind the mask. When did this book become available to?
It actually hit stores about a week ago now.
Okay, very good.
But it's been available online a little bit longer. They like to get a jump on things.
Now, are you or Bob doing signings for this book?
In fact, Bob does have a signing in Palm Springs tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow or Saturday.
Okay. Well, I would imagine these signings are very difficult because the fandemonium, they want to stab you as opposed to...
Like I said, he has worshipers. He doesn't have fans.
Right. What's your motive behind this book? Did you get... I heard Martha Stewart just got a $2 million advance on a new book. Did you get a healthy book? What's your motive?
The motive is certainly not money. Because, Wendy, you probably know, Michael Jackson books don't necessarily sell. He did a book himself.
Right.
Walker didn't really sell. Catherine did a book. Catherine Jackson. Mm-hmm. LaToya's did something because of what she talked about. So you don't go into doing a Michael Jackson book thinking you're going to, be able to retire. That's certainly not the motive. Mm-hmm. The motive is simply Bob Jones didn't have a confidentiality agreement, which is extremely rare in Hollywood, and especially rare with Michael Jackson.
Yes.
You have to sign a confidentiality agreement just to go into Neverland.
I was going to say just to visit the house.
Yeah.
Because I've been, and Michael wasn't there,
mm-hmm.
but I had to sign a confidentiality agreement before getting into the car that Michael sent to pick us up. This was years ago
mm-hmm.
when Michael needed folk again. Remember, he appeared at the Soul Train Music Awards?
Right. And see, I'm glad you mentioned that because Don Cornelius was along with MTV and Dick Clark.
Don Cornelius, how you doing? All right, stay on your game.
They all named the awards after Michael, and when the 93 allegations hit, MTV dropped him. Dick Clark dropped the name. But who stayed true to him?
Michael Jackson stayed with the Soul Train.
The Soul Train stayed with Michael Jackson.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But Bob always tried to get Michael to do something with Soul Train, and Don always refused.
Well, in your book, you kind of you touch on Michael and his blackness, and that he doesn't
mm-hmm.
care about black people.
Well, he has a special name that he used even around people like Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
One of his alleged lovers.
Okay.
And that was Splabu. That was his version of the N-word.
Wait, hold on, you all. There's a new word in the dictionary here on the show. Swaboo.
No, spla. S-P-L-A, boo.
One of the girls write that down. Splaboo.
Yeah.
You mother father splaboo. Oh boy, here come a bunch of splaboos.
Yeah, and
Damn.
He didn't think much, and he doesn't. I mean, I doubt that has changed. He didn't think much of black people. This guy didn't even know who Michael Jordan was. Michael Jordan was as big as he is.
Yes. And so Michael Jordan at one point was in a Michael Jackson video.
Jam. And guess who told him who Michael Jordan was?
Who?
The 1993 accuser. He sent the boy out to get a basketball trading card so he could read up on who Michael Jordan was.
Wow.
Before the video. That's how self-absorbed Michael Jackson is.
Well, does he watch TV?
He watches old movies. If you've been to Neverland.
Yes.
I've been there a number of times. And you go into the library and you see all these
Nothing
old
but
movies.
videos. Yeah, movies.
Charlie Chaplin, things like that. He does have like Good Times, a whole collection of Good Times when Janet was on Good Times.
Yes.
The penny days.
But he doesn't turn it on to watch, Survivor or Friends or...
No, that's just not...
He's not watching B and Bobby Brown.
They should do a B and Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But no, they did. That's why he went to court. Martin Bashir.
True indeed. Okay, so now he's going to sue. Now he's trying to sue Martin Bashir.
Oh, come on. Martin Bashir did his job. He did his job. They said he betrayed him. I don't buy that. The man did his job. You gave him 8 months of access. You didn't... Michael didn't... He turned down advice from his representatives, his business people like Bob Jones. They would never have allowed him to do that.
His relationship with Debbie Rowe.
Gosh, I wrote about this. I also write for MSNBC.com. And I said, she's his biggest... Before she testified, I said she's his biggest fan, and the prosecution thinks that she's going to testify for them. Watch what happens.
Wow.
And look what happened.
Yeah.
It was a love fest.
Yeah.
And it really blew up in their face.
Brooke Shields
even says as a joke, that was interesting in that when he had Brooke Shields around, who did he have in his arms instead of Brooke Shields? Emmanuel Lewis.
Little Emmanuel, a swaboo.
A splaboo.
A splaboo.
Yeah.
But Emmanuel's black. At the end of the day, he's still a splaboo. That was an exception to the rule.
Well, I mean, remember, that was around 1984, 1983. And Michael began, and Bob will tell you this, and we talk about it a little bit in the book. His whole ideals began to change mid-1980s, 86, 87. And you saw him when the Bad video first came out. And Wesley Snipes, a lot of people don't know Wesley Snipes really got his start in the Bad video.
Yeah, well, we remember him in that video.
Yeah, and you saw the change in the color and everything. And what's interesting about that, a lot of people, it just seems to go over some people's head. He told Oprah in that huge interview in 1993, I have vitiligo. That's why my skin is the way it is.
Okay.
A couple of years later, he interviewed with Diane Sawyer when he married Lisa Marie Presley. And she asked him about the same thing, and his answer was totally different. He said, look, I'm an artist. I change. If I see something I don't like, I change it. He says, one day I'm going to put a red dot pointing to his forehead right there. He says, I just decided to change my looks. He never said vitiligo.
Wow.
Diane used the word vitiligo, but he didn't.
Wow. Interesting. Do you think that Lisa Marie saw some perhaps inappropriate behavior with children, which turned her sour to this entire situation?
Well, Lisa, I don't know that she saw so much inappropriate behavior as much as she saw with kids, as much as she saw just inappropriate behavior, period, with him. He was just... Lisa Marie said that they did consummate the marriage. But what she said was even more telling, in that he would disappear for months afterwards. Whenever they would get in the sack.
Yeah.
It was like, because Michael needed that. He needed, not the sex. He probably needs that too. But he needed her because he was coming on the heels of the investigation in '93, and he also Michael doesn't do anything without a motive. And you talk about motive,
like the kiss on MTV.
Oh, come on, and she, you can tell she was totally turned off about that. I had an opportunity to talk to Lisa a couple of years ago in Las Vegas, and she indicated that it was all about manipulation, and it's like the old saying, what your mother tells you, listen to your mama, and her mama told her, stay away from him long before she married him. See, Lisa is like one of those people who feel like they can reclaim projects. It's like a reclamation project.
Yes.
And she felt like she could piece, this guy back together, and she saw it was impossible because you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. And he's the epitome of that.
Who is the mother of this second child or this third child?
Who knows? And that's another thing. People just talk about lies. in the Bashir document, no, in his own rebuttal to the Bashir documentary, beginning of that, he says, "Oh, she's an African American woman." Now, I've seen the kids.
Okay.
There's nothing African American about any of those kids.
Okay.
In fact, the oldest kid, Prince Michael the First, looks just like Debbie Rose, like a twin. But the third one, he says in the rebuttal video, he says, "Oh yeah, the mother's an African American woman, very nice lady, etc., etc." Later on in the video, he says, "I don't know who she is. She doesn't know who I am. I don't know if she's black, if she's white, or whatever."
Wow.
In the same video, his video.
Yeah.
You know, people overlook that.
Straight. You ever see Michael Jackson Chief?
His who?
Do you ever see him get with the Chief?
Oh, you know what? I've heard stories about heroin. I've heard stories about other things, but I've never heard stories about that.
What about coke?
You know, I've heard that. I've heard that too. I've heard that he does that along with he'll drink a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, and he'll, you know, it's like Scarface.
Well,
be in his face in the desk.
Oh no!
Yeah,
because I'm thinking that, you know, pills, and I mean, this is out of left field. That I expect you to say no, but you know,
no, I don't know that firsthand.
Yes,
but I've heard that enough. I've heard that from people who would know, who would, and who's still to this day very concerned about him.
What does Michael feel about Oprah Winfrey?
He does. You know, they reached out to Oprah Winfrey. We talk about this in the book too.
Okay.
After the interview, they've been reaching out to Oprah for years. Oprah has totally turned her back. Oprah's like that Princess Diana. That they identified Michael as an opportunist. They didn't want nothing to do with him. You know, he went on this whole thing about, you know, me and Princess Diana are best of friends. They met one time.
Okay.
And they would call Bob. He would have Bob and other people call, you know, England. And they would say, well, what does he want with her? Her representatives, what does he want? And of course they would say, well, you know, he just wants to say, you know, speak with her. No, they barred him from coming to her funeral too.
No,
because even the Queen said no. He's going to try and use this to propel his career. No, Michael's an opportunist. You know,
has he ever sat with Oprah? I'm thinking, has he ever sat with Oprah?
You know, in that one interview we saw at Neverland.
Oh, that's right.
That big interview. But I think it's not because he doesn't want to be bothered with Oprah. Oprah, you know, Oprah's powerful. You know, Oprah's like you. You're the Oprah of radio. You know, a little bit more cutting edge, but
that's
why I was thrilled. They said Wendy would have you. Like, oh my God, little old me.
What? You said that about little old me?
Oh, please, but
clutch my pearls.
But you know, Oprah does. Oprah is listen to this guy. Oprah is an icon. You know, she's an icon too. You know, but see, Michael. Nobody else is an icon in his eyes.
Liz Taylor, Diana Ross.
That's bought. That's a friendship that was bought and paid for. You know, that's as phony as a $3 bill.
Whore. She takes the diamonds and in exchange.
Wendy knows it. You know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
And I listen to you and you say, is it gossip or is it true? It's true. Wendy knows Wendy knows what she's talking about. And you know, it's so funny because a very prominent reporter, very prominent. You don't get any more prominent than her. Told me that Liz told her that Michael, he buys me hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry at a time. Yeah, I'm his friend.
Yeah, and doesn't ask for sex. Can't be that.
Oh, please, if you ask me, I think that she taught him how to have sex. Oh, if you ask me. But
Diana Ross, because we only have another minute.
Splaboo.
One word. Not Miss Ross.
Yeah, she's not the boss. Not to him.
She's a splaboo.
Yeah. I kid you not.
I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And I wish you well with this book and your future endeavors. I'm trying to think if there's anything I forgot to ask you. No, you can't. Affiliates. I need you to hold on for 1 second. Will Smith, you said? Affiliates, drop out if you want. We're going to continue with our conversation. You can choose because we're about to talk about Will Smith. Go.
Yeah, Michael was with Sony.
Yes.
And Men in Black was with Sony.
Yes.
And Michael went to Sony, the head of Sony, and said, look, I want to do Will Smith's role. Talking about part 2. He blew up in part 1, right? Okay. He wants to do Men in Black 2. And they said, no, well, we got Will. He says, I will do it free if you get rid of Will. So tell me about loyalty. Tell me about black thing. Yeah. Whatever. No.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
He's still
count.
pure than a film doll.
Shut up.
As an alien.
There were
Himself.
books about that Jermaine and Rebe wrote, and Michael tried to stop the publications.
Oh gosh, Wendy, I'm glad you asked me about that. And especially in Jermaine's case, I was pissed. That's when I was angry. That was some years ago. Me and Jermaine spent months working on this book.
What was it revealing that Michael's tried to stop?
It did talk about some deep things about Michael. And it talked about the drug use that we talked about. And they had family day. You know, the Jacksons have family day.
Yeah, we've heard.
And this time it was at Havenhurst. And Jermaine has this little office up in Havenhurst. And Michael goes up in the office and he takes the manuscript. And next thing I know, I get a call. Jermaine gets a call. You guys can't do this book. You know, I can't do his voice. And, you know, you can't do it. I'll sue you. I'll sue the whole family and you. You know, and Michael wrote me a letter too. And then, come to find out, he gathers all these publishers at a hotel up in Connecticut with Jermaine and my proposal. He took our names off it and put his name on it.
Wow.
By Michael Jackson.
Mike.
That's Michael Jackson.
And took out the drug inferences, took out some of your inferences.
Yeah.
And that, wow. Well, hold on. There's one thing. Speaking of his voice, wait, Elisa's trying to write.
That his voice is really deep because everyone says.
Is it true that Michael's voice is really deep?
Lisa Marie said that as well. It's true. You know, Michael's always in costume and he's always in character. Is what I say. He's always. I think he goes to bed in character. He is. He feels like it's when you do something long enough, it becomes you.
Yes.
And it has become him. He didn't talk like he didn't talk like that.
Yes.
Come on. He listen to look at his brothers.
Yeah.
Look at his family line.
Right.
But this guy, listen, the bottom line is he's a phony.
Is that a wig, a weave, hair clips?
Yeah, it's hair pieces that he wears. Michael doesn't really have hair. He has these pieces that he wears, and sometimes they're very long.
Well, because he's a man, he's a bit older now. Does he have like that stadium balding, where there's no hair on the top and just the hair around the sides?
If you see Michael, I made this revelation at the when he got inducted as a solo act into the Hall of Fame a few years back, 2001, and I was right here with him, just as close as you and I are. And it dawned on me, he looks like a 90-year-old person. I mean, he's shriveled here, and drawn, and and the hair. Yeah, if he moves it a certain way, you can see the spots in the hair.
Wow,
so he's screwed up.
Pepsi commercial. Hello.
Shut up, Art. Queen.
Well, Art, they took some meat from here to ear.
Yes.
To put it on his nose.
They took ear meat and used it for his nose.
You got to read The Man Behind the Mask.
I've got to read this book. It's called Michael Jackson, The Man Behind the Mask, an insider story of the King of Pop, authored by Bob Jones and our guest today, Stacy Brown. Stacy, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, Wendy.
Our show is your show. Come back anytime.
It's a pleasure.
All right.
Wendy.
Thank you. Okay, now everybody, we're going to go into a break and we'll come back. Mr. Marcus probably won't be here in time for that break. So we'll gossip. That's it. Okay. Thank you.
It's Wendy, man.
I wanna your feet, fuck good at you, watch you eat each other, like feet off your face, get another woman up, hire a hooker, get some coke, just do it.
The Wendy Williams Experience. Wow.
107.5 WBLS.
Damn. Wendy, does Dr. Ian Smith show up for anything? He was supposed to show up to my book club meeting and never did. After several attempts to reach him, his publicist and assistant, he said he arranged a prior engagement. No, Dr. Ian was here. Dr. Ian ended up showing up, and what happened is he was a little late, but Mr. Stacy Brown was here also, and then we were trying to fit Mr. Marcus in. So Dr. Ian is actually going to be rescheduled, right, Elisa?
For next Wednesday.
Elisa jumps on her broom and she flies in from that pink room office as soon as she hears anything the slightest. She tucks her lactating breast back in that bra, puts that baby in that bassinet.
I'm like, do not
jumps on her broom.
Dr. Ian.
No, I love him.
No, I know, but that person needs to shut up with
Yep,
dinner
that's
rod. Does he show up for
That's JP.
He does show up. We just wanted to get you the juice today, JP.
Hello, isn't her job to make sure he shows up at his appointments? Yes, come on. When's Dr. Ian coming back?
Wednesday.
And he's going to be here for Advice
Advice
Hour.
Hour, yes,
Which is the best thing.
Yes.
Okay. We love you, Dr. Ian. Yes, Slabu. Look, it's the WBLS. Did I already say that? I can't say that enough. It's WBLS, everybody, and every month. Oh, first of all, it's Thursday. The Shadow Nightclub is free tonight. Oh, shout out to the Shadow Nightclub, everybody who works there, from the doormen to the security guards inside to the bartenders and tendresses to the owner and whatnot. Hey, it's Thursday. The Shadow Nightclub is free. If you're looking for something to do, maybe you're a little short on money, or you've got money. It's just that you've never been to the Shadow and you want to sample it before you start being a regular. Every Thursday night at the Shadow Nightclub. For my entire time working at WBLS, which I've been working here now for going on 4 years. Every Thursday night, the Shadow Nightclub's been free. Man, this is the consistent party in town and the most consistent nightclub in New York City. Friday nights, they got it going on. Saturday nights, Chuck Chill Out. The first Sunday in August, they're having Stacy Peniston at the Shadow. It all goes down at the Shadow Nightclub. Now let's move on, because this is Thursday. I told you about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the Shadow. Hey, listen, Monday night at 7:30, you can join WBLS as we... Here's a note from Elisa. Mr. Marcus is here. Okay. But I don't want to have him for the 8-minute break. So tell Mr. Market that he will luxuriate with us in all his nastiness for the bonus hour.
Art is luxuriating with him right now.
Call Art out of the office. Can you bring Art in here right now? He is such a homo. I mean, really. What else do you say?
How you doing?
Exactly. Let's give him a medley.
How you doing?
Oh my gosh. What is he? They're probably taking pictures with him, sitting in his lap, playing in his hair. Ugh. Exactly. Probably on his knees for him. You know, when he gets all excited, he starts to stutter and everything. It's nice to meet you. I'm a big. I love your work. That's how you can tell when he's either lying or over the moon with excitement. He stutters. So on Monday nights at 7:30, you can join WBLS as we present the... You left a knee pad on.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave it on. Mr. Marcus is in the back.
We know. He's such a queen. He's such a queen. Did you hear him flap his shoulders? Do it. Look, this is what Art does. This is like nonverbal gayishness. He goes like this. Cross your arms in front of your chest. So
like you're dead in a coffin.
Like you're dead in a coffin. But now, flap your wrist.
Flap it.
And say, how you doing?
How you doing?
That's like that's the remix of how you doing. Yeah. See, just to say how you doing is just to say it. But to say it and flap, that is the height of gaiety.
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Queen. 7:30 as we present the 23rd annual Martin Luther King Jr. concert at Wingate Field. Oh, we're celebrating the 107 days of summer. It's this Monday. Eddie Love is going to be hosting. Peebo Bryson is special guest. Peebo Bryson's back in town on Monday. We love him here on the show.
Great guest.
Yeah, he was a great guest. I wouldn't mind if he just wanted to come in and just say a little something during the bonus hour.
There you go.
I mean, that's from 6 to 7. This concert starts at 7:30. We can then rush him over maybe in the BLS Hummer to the Wingate Field. Hey, Peebo, we love you here. And Regina Bell's going to be there. If you'd like to know more about this concert or anything going on, go to our website, How you doing? At WBLS.com. All right, we'll continue with the show. Mr. Marcus coming up at the top of the hour. Oh, excuse me. It's Pepsi Thursday.
Oh.
How could I forget? Would you like to see Destiny's Child July 30th at Nassau Coliseum? As if I have to ask. Run to the phone right now. Caller number 11 is going to score these passes courtesy of the fabulous, great taste of the Wendy Williams Experience, Pepsi. We love Pepsi here. And, of course, your radio station, 107.5 WBLS. We're your home for today's R&B and classic soul.
This Sunday is all new on ABC.
Who here feels like they have no idea what they're doing?
We're interns. We're not supposed to be right.
Before these doctors can save lives,
Look, give them a clap.
BP's dropping.
Get out of the way.
they'll have to get a life.
You're my boss. We should pretend it never happened.
What never happened? You sleeping with me last night?
Grey's Anatomy.
We're gonna survive, that's right.
Premiering this Sunday at 10/9 Central after an all-new Desperate Housewives, only on ABC.
Well, now, the other Vanessa Williams is suing the guy who told us the story about his run-in with Vanessa Williams pertaining to his questions about Vanessa Williams, friend to the show, Friend in My Head. Vanessa Williams of Mom to Melanie, and you know, Miss America Vanessa Williams. He says, as you recall, I met Vanessa Williams, the former from Soul Food series, at the Wolf Spirit Animal Shelter fundraiser and got some grief from her simply for recommending that she introduce herself to Vanessa L. Williams of Miss America fame. Wouldn't you like to meet someone who had the same name as you? And to my surprise, my agent calls me yesterday to inform me. This is the writer who's saying this. My agent calls to inform me that Vanessa is suing me for slander. I'm a just the facts kind of guy, and to ensure that concept, I record all my conversations, whether they're going to be on the phone or whether they're in person. Ask my sources, and they'll tell you that the first I say when they call me, the first thing I say in the middle of the night is, hold on while I get my recorder. I actually like Vanessa Williams, and I will try to do my best to avoid the courtroom if that is at all possible. I'll see her, but if it's not, I'll see her in a hearing along with my taped conversation at the fundraiser. Wow. Why does the other Vanessa Williams from Soul Food all of a sudden she's coming off as crazy, a little loopy, a little crazy? Tammy Faye Mesner, formerly Baker's lung cancer has returned. Yeah, well, she told everybody yesterday that the lung cancer has returned, marking her third time battling with the illness. She was first diagnosed with colon cancer nearly a decade ago, and then last year she announced that the disease had spread to her lungs, and it has since reappeared. But she goes on with her mascara and her overly made-up face and her witty way about her. Oh, I loved her in Surreal Life. And she says, I'm not worried. I'm not afraid. By the third time you have cancer, you begin to think about your mortality. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I really dug her on Surreal Life, you know what I mean? She and Vanilla Ice, they really had a great relationship going. Guess what? Michael Jackson's not going to be going to Berlin. Remember our friend Stacy Brown, who just left, said that you know, the father's over in Berlin and they're about to prepare the 76th birthday party of Joe Jackson. Well, I just found this out after Stacy Brown left. I just happened to have checked to see what all the latest, wags are talking about and stuff. Well, here's the latest talk. Michael will not be in Berlin to attend his father's 76th birthday party, according to friends. There's speculation swirling that about whether or not Michael's recent acquittal on child molestation charges would have him elsewhere. And apparently it will have him elsewhere. He will not be there to celebrate with his father tomorrow, meaning Friday. The statement said that Michael extended his sincere regrets that he will be unable to attend the party. They're calling it a victory birthday party hosted by his father, Mr. Joseph Jackson. However, Michael would like to wish his father a very heartfelt happy birthday and hopes that everyone attending the event will have a wonderful time. His Swabu father. Wendy, Eva Longoria is a slut.
Oh.
In real life. So her TV character is no stretch. Ergo, no Emmy nomination. Don't get me wrong, can't knock her hustle. She does get around. But the Emmy gods don't want to reward her for that perception. Also, please ask Mr. Marcus Houston, this would be, if he was really naked on stage during the Scream 2 tour. If so, did he realize that people in the crowd were 9, 10 years? I don't believe Marcus Houston was really naked at the Scream 2 tour. I'm going to tell you something about this Marcus Houston. I saw Marcus Houston perform, and shout out to everybody who listens in Connecticut. Shout out to everybody who was at the Wendy Williams. The Wendy Williams Brings the Heat CD release party that was held at Foxwoods Resort and Casino a few weeks ago. By the way, the CD's doing pretty good, you guys. I do appreciate you for supporting that CD. Once again, shout out to Young Jeezy, who gave me a banger for the CD. He was in the show on yesterday. You know what? Anyway, I was about to branch off into another conversation. You know how I am. Where did I get started? Why was I talking about this?
Naked. Marcus Houston.
Anyway, here he is performing at a casino, home of Bloody Marys for breakfast and brown juice for the rest of the day. The boulevard of broken dreams. People are smoking and a gambling and a gambling and a smoking. This is his perfect opportunity at a grown and sexy party for the toe as a toe lady to strip down and be naked on the set.
Yeah.
He sang 3 songs. He put his all into it, but his clothes stayed on. And maybe he could have, then again, he could have felt as though this is not the big Scream 2 tour, so he doesn't have to take off his clothes and give it his all. But there was a room full of grown and sexy people. I don't believe he was naked servant. By the way, the star power was out in full effect for the premiere of John Singleton's Hustle and Flow. Everybody's there. Chris Rock, Will Smith, Jamie Foxx. Where do you want to go from this? Ludacris. So, very nice. Very nice. And everybody was pumping Terrence Howard's, accolades.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah. Real hot. Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations, John Singleton, on your the moves that you've been making. I mean, I, for one, haven't forgotten about how you can be towards a woman, allegedly.
How you doing? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Allegedly. But, and however, I try to separate that from your creativity, much like I try to do with R. Kelly, except it seems to work with John Singleton. With R. Kelly, my line is so blurred right now, and then inject the little boys into it too, and I'm just like all mixed up. Just like, whoa, the Closet song. Wow, more than a few meanings there. So, how many minutes do I have left on the break?
1.
I want to thank our guests for coming in today. Thank you very much to Stacy Brown, who's co-written a book along with Bob Jones. Both guys have been inside the Michael Jackson experience for many, many years. And their book is called An Insider Story of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, the Man Behind the Mask. It was released last week. You can go out and pick that up. Also, who else came in? Oh, Dr. Ian didn't show up. No, he did show up, but we're going to have him on Wednesday during Advice Hour. He's going to talk about fitness. He's the fitness guru, one of the gurus on Celebrity Fit Club. And Mr. Marcus, the porn star, who showed up real late. And so, unfortunately, for most of you, I see, because Mr. Marcus flew in from LA. You know what I'm saying? If he just came up the street, if he lived, on 135th Street, we could, cancel him and have him come back tomorrow. But we're going to continue. We're going to do the Mr. Marcus interview here with the bonus. Art,
yeah. Pay
attention. People are trying to wave to you at the same time.
I'm sorry. I'm here cleaning up your mistakes.
Anyway, for those of you listening online, you'll hear Mr. Marcus For those of you in New York, we're about to get down with Mr. Marcus. For the rest of you, I promise you, I will deliver you this interview because I know that you want to know about Mr. Marcus and Superhead and Mr. Marcus and his favorite lovers and the over 100 porn videos that he's made in his life and the ins and outs, so to speak, of the porn business, because this is a toe show. And I love you for listening today. I'll be broadcasting, it's not going to affect the show, so there's no point. But shout out to everybody in Columbia, South Carolina, okay? I touch down at 8 a.m. I'm all over that town tomorrow. But it won't be a best of show. I'll be broadcasting live from my radio station there, 103.9. All right, love you. Bye.
See you later.
Good night.
Program complete.
I was about to go wash my hands and, clean up and stuff, but I figure what's the point, Mr. Marcus? I'll wait until afterwards. But just to get everything prepared and then...
Can you turn my laugh track up?
There's enough left so I can...
Thanks.
Clean up afterward. How does he look?
Very clean cut. He's cool.
Is he handsome?
Yeah, he's short. He's a cool guy.
Oh, he's a little man?
I mean, not that little, but, he's built like a running back.
He's built like a lot of little men. They overcompensate for going to the gym?
Yeah.
Oh, little man. Oh, cute. Coochie, cute, Mr. Marcus. How tall is he?
About Dave's height.
Dave hasn't been here in so long, I can't even remember. Dave who? No, I'm just playing. Hey, Davey boy.
About an inch shorter than Trevor.
How tall is Trevor? How tall are you, Trev?
5'11". He's about 5'10".
So he's like 5'10".
Yeah.
Well, that's not a little man. A little man is anything...
Well, I'm talking about to you. I mean,
well, to me, everything's a little man. I'm a big man myself. Big strapping 5'11", cornbread little man from...
You didn't even let me know. That's right. Somebody took the bass out of my voice. Do I sound masculine now? Do I sound as masculine as I used to?
You sound a little more masculine before.
Yeah, well. No, this is when I zhuzh up my own voice.
Yeah, I like what you did.
Yeah. This is a lot, but no, we're not ready for Mr. Marcus. Is he standing outside the door now? Yeah, no. At 6 o'clock, we blast off with little Marcus. Mr. Marcus.
Oh,
How you doing? Is he into gay sex?
No, he's not.
Oh. Then how you doing? I'll just put that off on you then. All right. All right, everybody. Keep it here. The bonus hour of the Wendy Williams Experience is coming up next, featuring Mr. Marcus. But no, look, if you're turned off, don't worry. We're not luxuriating the whole damn hour about porn and that. There's actually news we need to get to, celebrities that need to be talked about, and I must talk with you about the gay hooker who beat down the cab driver with the stiletto. Excuse me? There's no laugh track necessary for that. Gotta go.
In the community with 107.5 WBLS.
Since you've been listening this far, we're going to throw in a little bonus hour. You ready?
How long is this bonus hour gonna last? I'm getting addicted.
No, let me tell you. I love this extra hour.
Everything is organic here on the bonus hour.
Yeah, baby. Hey, yo, check this out. It's Wendy, man.
Here it is.
It's the bonus hour on the Wendy Williams Experience.
107.5 WBLS, New York.
She is. I don't know why I just reapplied lipstick and press powdered my nose for a porn star.
Oh, not just any porn star.
But not just any porn star. Open the door, sound the alarms. Oh, very well. Wow, look at you. Hi, Mr. Marcus.
How you doing?
Why are you giving me the screw look?
Just smiling at you. That's all.
He's not a little man. You know, I have to tell you something. I'm not familiar with your movies other than the one that I had to do research with Superhead. I'm more of a Spice Channel girl. You know what I mean? I'm watching TV during the gangsta hour. That might be anywhere between like 2:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. when anything goes on TV. You get the best movies, and you know the Spice Channel. You might want to put that on. You know, I enjoy porn, but I don't purchase it, and I'm not one of those pornistas who can tell you the different actors and actresses and all like that.
I don't watch them either, so I don't watch them because I'm in them and I know what it's like, and I kind of like. Before I even got into the business, I wasn't watching them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it was always images, pictures, and I think that was always just lasted longer for me.
Yeah. I don't need a plot line and all that. So I just get to a scene and and then I change the channel. You understand?
No, I know. It exists both ways. I found out, cats like to see a storyline if it's done right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's not done right.
Yes.
In porn, it's not, they don't take the time to do it right.
Yeah.
Because, they're just trying to knock them out.
Yes.
You feel me?
Now, Mr. Marcus is in the studio. So many people are familiar with you. You've done over 100 porn videos?
Probably more than that. I don't know. I think the last count was like 1,005, something like that.
Damn. Was Art acting as if he's in love with you when you were in the other room?
I didn't notice.
No, this is Art right here.
Oh, no, he's cool.
Was he being an over-the-top fan?
Nah, man. Nah, I seen over-the-top fans, and he wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a nice smile.
Thank you.
When you meet regular women, women who aren't in porn and whatnot, and they don't know who you are, do you hold back on what you do for a living?
I meet women, and sometimes, I'm quick to like, protect, any future relationship with them by like, not divulging all that.
So what do you tell them that you do?
I tell them, I used to get this all the time. I tell people I was, I work in the, entertainment business, and then automatically they were like, what kind of entertainment?
Right.
And it just seemed like it always went there, no matter what. It always went to sex. I had no choice but to tell people.
Girls are more turned off or turned on?
I think,
more turned off.
There's a percentage.
The bigger percentage is turned off, but
they probably like, because I think a lot of women are freaks.
And they want to be done right.
Yeah, and then they don't want to share, and they want to keep.
Well, see, that's the thing. While we want to be done right, and you're a pro at what you do, the idea of all the places that you've been, and that tomorrow when I wake up to go to my job at the law firm, you're waking up to go to the set to do another bunch of chicks.
It's how you look at it, because you got that law firm job that's 8 hours, and, and 5 o'clock you clocking out, and that's it. You're not thinking about that job anymore. So you may just push the reset button and get all into it again. I mean, sex it's just one of those things. Turn off, turn on.
How old are you?
34.
And how old were you when you did your first porn movie?
I was 24.
What made you, as a young man of 24, take that road as opposed to were you in college?
No, I actually was working. I was driving trucks. I was always manual labor.
Okay.
Yeah, heavy, just lifting and moving. And
I can tell by your body.
And I was aware of the porn industry, and I was aware that they had this event going on in Las Vegas, and I kind of I went, and it was just I met Ron Hightower, and we clicked, and gave me his card, and the first girl I worked with was like this girl I was attracted to, and it's just kind of like it just fell into place. Every time the phone rang, and it was like people calling, could you come do this and do that, and I went.
Okay. Now, the only movie that I've seen of you, and I didn't even watch the whole movie, to be honest with you, I watched a scene. You and Superhead were out on the lawn chairs, and I don't recall you being an extremely large man. Hold on. Art, is Mr. Marcus a large man?
I mean, he's a porn star. Yeah, porn star status. Yeah.
Well,
a porn star large, huh?
Yeah.
Well, what is that in terms of inches?
No, he's porn star. He's porn star large.
How large is that?
It's larger than my ass. I'll tell you that much.
Is he thick?
Oh, he has both. He has both.
Okay,
both.
You're long and thick.
Yeah.
How long are you, Mr. Marcus?
I mean, what day? It depends on what day and the weather.
Okay, at your strongest.
My strongest.
At your strongest.
I'm 10. I'm strong 10. Strong 10.
And what's your girth? You take a tape measure at your strongest.
Strongest is like 2.5 maybe.
Oh,
it's about like that.
2.5 inches.
But I find women they like thickness instead of length. They like because of the vaginal walls get massaged. Definitely.
So is your mom still alive?
Yeah, my mom's around.
What does she?
I told her the week that she found out. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like
How did she find out?
Her coworkers.
Oh.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. In real life, it was just like I guess her coworkers was renting movies.
Yeah.
And you feel me?
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, your son."
What's the difference between pay in terms of a black male porn star, because you are a star, I know your name before I know your work, and a white male porn star? How much do you get per movie?
I mean,
approximately
around 800.
Yeah. Okay, per movie.
Yeah, and that's usually takes me about an hour. From the time I show up to the time I'm done, about an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, because I try to work for people who pay that rate and get me in and out pretty quick. And if it's a bigger shoot, you can charge up to $1,500.
And do you do multiple movies per day?
Yeah.
So how many movies do you do on an average day?
I mean, it depends if I'm on a hustle. Like if I found my sex drive comes and goes, and when my sex drive is really high, I try to do as many as I can.
Yes.
It's crazy.
So you can do like maybe 3 or 4 movies a day?
I can do 2 to 3 movies.
Okay, so financially, you're doing okay for yourself.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, there's times I worry because I got kids.
Yes.
Feel me?
And how old are your children?
9 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Same mother?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in love with her?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys live together?
Mm-hmm.
Are you married?
Yeah.
Drop a bomb, slobber. What is Michael Jackson's word for a nigga? Slabu. Drop a bomb, slabu. Splabu.
She black?
Is she black?
No, she's actually Polish.
Wow,
that would be white.
Yeah, but she's Polish. Like, I think her being in America though is like fucking her up. Can I say it? Sorry. Sorry.
And so your kids, your 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Your 9-year-old is aware of what you do.
Because she's 9. Actually, I had talked to some psychiatrists like about a month and a half ago because they wanted me to come talk about the sex industry. It was like it was a class, and we talked about like the people that are in it and what they're doing and how's that affecting and having a family. And basically, when it came down at the end of the conversation, we talked about my kids and like, have I told them yet? And I told them no. And the woman who actually had the class had been exposed to sex early. Her parents didn't hide that from her.
Yes,
and I think she suggested I tell her around 11. So I got this mental number in my head at 11. I mean, I learned about sex. I was at 5, and I was aware, of women.
Oh yeah.
At 5, and I mean,
when did you lose your virginity?
I was 11. I think I was 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's really young.
Yeah, it was really young.
So how often do you and your wife have sex? In a 7-day week.
Not as much as probably we should. Honestly, it's not as much. I mean, it's 2 times maybe
a week.
Yeah.
Is it like missionary, just standard sex?
I used to do that. Then I decided that's not the way to do it.
Missionary? Or what
well, we went through like this real. We go through phases. I mean, we go through phases where she's definitely like, her sex drive is higher than mine, and so
yeah.
Feel me?
And so she gets jealous probably because you put it out. Do you make it a habit of not wearing a wedding ring, or you just don't have it on today?
No, it's something I started doing.
Yeah. Any child molestation in your personal past?
No. But I read about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Were you actually Superhead's boyfriend at one time, or was that another lie that she told?
Yeah, she's crazy.
Yeah, she said that you were her boyfriend. She denied participating. She said, "Oh, silly Marcus. He was my boyfriend, and I didn't even realize we were being taped." That was a porn movie that you all were making.
Yeah.
Mr. Marcus's Neighborhood.
I don't know.
And she played the role of Honey.
Yeah, she did. She was good at what she does. She's good at what she does. You know what I mean? I don't think she likes the actual sexual intercourse part. I think the oral thing.
She's good at that.
She's pretty good at that. She's really good at that, actually.
That's why they call her Superhead.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever had fingers in your booty? Like, do you...
Nah, they try. Girls have tried.
Yeah.
Girls have tried.
Have you ever had gay sex?
No gay sex.
You like multiple partners at one time?
I like, I think 2 women is the way to do it. All the time. And what does your wife say about that? When I first met her,
life?
she's been with me she's been with me as long as I've been in the business.
Wow.
And when I got with her, I tried to get her into the whole, other girl thing. She just wouldn't do it.
So how do you go from being a truck driver and having this woman in your life, and then you come home and you say, "Honey, I was out in Vegas and I think I want to be a porn star"? How did that conversation go?
Man. How she found out? She found out because she was checking my cell phone.
What?
Yeah. I was checking my messages, and it was like, "Yo, Mr. Marcus, you got to be on the set. Don't forget to bring your AIDS test." And that was it. AIDS test. She's like, AIDS test? What do you need an AIDS test for? What are you doing?
Yeah.
She was crazy.
How often do you get tested? Not just for AIDS, but...
Well, we do now gonorrhea and syphilis, and we do it every 30 days. It's mandatory. And it's funny because when people get into the business, the first test, usually they have gonorrhea or chlamydia. I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing because we catch it and they treat it, and then from that point on, they kind of, now once in our industry, if it's exposed to it, they quarantine them, they treat them, and then they can't work until they retest and then test clear, and that's all within 30 days or a week or 2 weeks, depending on if they come up back positive.
What is the money shot in your? I've heard that phrase used. What is the money shot?
The money shot is the cum shot.
Oh.
All right.
The pop shot.
And do you sometimes have a little mechanism in your hand where if you can't give the money shot, you can squeeze that mechanism?
You know what they do? They put pina colada like crazy. Is that?
Yeah, that's it. That'll be good. Yeah, that's a good one.
And Lubriderm, or no, it's that Cetaphil.
Oh.
The facial.
Yeah.
Alisa, what do you know about that? Look, he already answered about Heather Hunter. He said she's good, real good.
Oh, no, Heather's.
Oh, wait, no, we're talking about Superhead. Oh, yes, Heather Hunter.
Heather's an OG.
Yeah.
She's an OG.
She knows what she's doing.
Much respect to Heather Hunter.
Who's better, Superhead or Heather Hunter? Is it overall?
Wow, that's great.
Love her.
Overall, Heather, me and Superhead, we had good. I have chemistry with both of them. But me and Superhead, we had good chemistry. It was like, she laughs and she's funny and sexy and crazy, kind of gangster. I like that.
But
Heather's just a thug. And,
yeah,
man, rolling with blunts and chilling. She roll and be surrounded by dudes, and she'll be in front of all those.
Yeah. So at what point does this career stop for you? When your daughter turns 11 and you have to explain Daddy's past? Or do you...
I'm trying to build... I want other things to happen, of course. You know what I mean? And I figured... I know in our industry there's a lot of room for improvement, as far as perception and social value, morality. I mean, I always think about these things. And I think for my kids, I think the best thing I can do is just like, do some good in business. And I think as a black man in the business, there's a lot of room for that. You know what I mean? Starting a company, doing better black productions. I mean, me and my boy, we always talk about, he's one of my partners, filming partners. I always talk about going to Europe and shoot. But we know the key is to keep it here and just do more of it, kind of statewide. Do it.
For the white girls, are they tainted once they have black sex on film? Jenna Jameson's a friend to the show, and she kind of skirted around that. But I feel the reason that she skirted around it is because it's true that once you taint yourself if you've had black sex on film. As a white girl,
if a woman if she don't care what other people think about her, then she can do whatever she wants pretty much, and that's that. If she cares, yeah, she's gonna have issues. And I think they have the AVN, which is Adult Video News. They just did they interviewed me yesterday about racism and about this whole white girl, black men. Why is that stigma? I mean, we allow it to be. I mean, people sometimes need that to get off.
Yeah,
they need to see a white girl, and it needs to be defined that way. You feel me?
Yes.
So that way, and then and that's but then in reality, people are having interracial sex all the time. If you think about it,
yeah, they do.
Really.
So, Mr. Marcus's Neighborhood, which I love that title, that is actually a title of a series of sex tapes that you've put out.
Yeah,
is that correct? How many are in the series?
I did a total of 9. But see, I got the money when I was young, so I just kind of blew through it. And I was shooting black girls. I'm proud of it because it was like, you break the third wall, talk to the camera. A lot of new girls, a lot of new black girls, and it was for a company that hadn't done a lot of black products. So it was kind of, something I'm proud of.
Do you get more money doing like your series of Mr. Marcus' Neighborhood than you do just doing straight?
You get more money if you own it. If you a lot of cats, what I see, if you look in the back of like Source or Double XL or anything like that, you'll see the ads for, cats who put out their own videos. That's the way to make good money because you sell directly to the customer.
Yes.
People want to see it.
Yeah.
They want to see it. Definitely.
So you're based in California.
What?
Do you cheat on your wife, or have you been caught out there cheating on your wife? And I know you get your satisfaction from the porn. There's got to be a certain amount of mental satisfaction that makes it legal cheating. But then you have your wife, and then you have the possibility of another life, which is that you might meet that regular girl that you might want something with. Have you? Do you?
I've gotten close. I've liked other women, but now that I married her and she's built, I know things are changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's changing.
Changing in terms of you being more in love with your family unit.
The family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like family and the kids getting older and like that's my life. That's my real life.
Yeah.
Like, I got into adult when I didn't have any kids.
Yes.
You feel me? And
yes.
the momentum carried me. Carried me. Sorry about that.
Okay.
It's carried me to where I'm at right now.
Yes.
What am I going to do? Like, I told her I never wanted to cut porn off because I just knew this is where I wanted to be.
Yes.
Feel me? So if I can, there's a lot of examples. There's a lot of people in this business who've created business. I mean, when I look at anyone I admire, I look at a Hugh Hefner. Obviously his daughter runs his TV company. I look at Larry Flint, really outspoken, but his family's very much in their business.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And diverse in magazines.
You need your family.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Do you have requirements of girls, or are you able to make requirements of girls in terms of when you give a professional to take off hair, leave the hair on? I like hair. Okay.
I like hair.
You're the one. Hair traps smells and moisture.
Yeah, I like trimmed hair. I don't like all that.
Wild bush. Yeah.
No doubt.
What do you do down there? I didn't even notice when.
I shaded because it made it look bigger.
Oh, okay.
That was something I was taught later. It's like, hey, because I always kept a bush. I always kept the hair down there.
Yeah.
Then I was just like, for what I found for pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Shave it and work out. It looks great.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. I think I'm done with this line of questioning, Arthur.
You think so?
Well, I feel like I'm having this. I mean, as much as I enjoy, you know what? I did want to ask you though about drugs being rampant in your industry, and do you need to have that drink or that stimuli, whether it's the chief or maybe a toot or whatever, before you get your thing going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the drugs are rampant, and you need a little something.
Drugs are rampant, man. Drugs are rampant. I'm still surprised when I see cocaine. I'm like, whoa, man, they still doing that.
It is so 80s. I know.
That's what I was. My mom, she beat my ass, man. She was like, stay away from that. Don't touch it. Don't sell it. So,
but be a porn star.
But yeah, man.
So have you ever had like crabs? Herpes?
No, I got crabs once from going to one of those public jacuzzis. It was in Tao. Mm-hmm.
Are there girls on the sidelines that are paid just to get you at attention and ready to go?
Used to be. Now sometimes it can be like, it all depends. If you're on a set and there's a bunch of women, which there's sometimes in porn there is, you can find a girl to like arouse you and get you going. I find I do better scenes that way too. Usually if I'm like, pre-aroused. But they used to be, when I first got into business, there was fluffers.
Fluffers.
That's what we call them, fluffers.
Do you ever do any of the stuff from our nasty sexual acts list in your films? Like maybe serve up a hot lunch or do a donkey punch or a dirty Sanchez, a golden shower, a coyote, a purple mushroom.
Purple mushroom.
What about a blumpkin? How about a jelly donut?
Oh.
That's all you have to do is punch her in the nose while she's giving you a professional. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to do that to her because then she may stop and
to dry the blood.
Stay down there, man. I don't want to really mess with them too much. I want them to just focus.
A pearl necklace. Yeah. What's your favorite thing to receive from a woman, sexually speaking?
I love oral sex. I love oral sex.
And what's your favorite thing to deliver to a woman?
It's funny because I think I'm better once I'm inside.
Oh yeah.
You are such a homo. Would you do a movie with a tranny? With the penis cut off?
And, there was always questionables. You know what I mean? Like, But
on the set, naked, and the work is just so good.
It's funny because you can get really paranoid that way, and then you're like,
well, that's the drugs. If you just put the drugs down and just your sex sets sober, then it's a pleasure meeting you.
No doubt.
Thank you so much. Is there anything that you want to add? A website someplace?
Yeah,
where,
of course.
are you selling Mr. Marcus's
the
neighborhood?
Superhead video? Yeah, the Superhead video we're gonna have up this weekend. We're gonna give it away actually
on your website.
Yeah, but you have to become a member. You have to become a member for 2 months.
Okay.
Right, and we'll give you the movie free. I got all new scenes wrapped around. I got new photos of Superhead.
Okay.
I mean, because I got a lot of love for it, but I just know that this was something that you can't run from.
Yeah.
I think she did a good job. I think she's beautiful. I think she's pretty. I think women should see her doing her thing. I think they learn from her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But by the way, whatever happened to Janet Jackme?
Janet hangs with Heather a lot. They're always tight. And Janet is, Janet is just all over. I see her from time to time. I think she was dancing or something, but I know that the few times I've seen her, she's been with Heather.
And Menage a Trois?
With them three? With them two? No. I wish.
No, she was asking about the person.
Oh, Menage a Trois. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's great. She's great. I haven't seen her in a while, though.
It's really odd. Porn star by day, he wants to be a normal person. I think I can tell that. Like,
exactly.
you struggle with that. You get your wife and you got your kids, and you've got a certain morality that you would like to have, but you make your money and you're living in a.
It ain't a day. I mean, I feel like I'm happy naked. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm happy having sex. I'm content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I put my clothes back on, it's just I'm out in the street. Everybody else is doing it too. I mean, they're out in the streets and they hustling, they working. Car accident, people pull over trying to help them out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in our rooms or in our cars or in our closets, there's sex.
Yeah.
I try to think I'm no different than anybody else. You know, I mean, it's probably just more out there. I think it's just there, and everything that's happened to me.
Well, you do yours on screen. Everybody else does theirs behind the scenes. Although with all these porn videos popping out of the closet with the stars and stuff, apparently more people would love to be where you are.
Hell yeah.
Freak, please. Mr. Marcus, thank you so much. Oh, give your website, please.
Oh yeah. MrMarcus.com. I feel like I'm looking at somebody. MrMarcus.com. And I'm starting a production company with a couple good people. D, who did the show called Spice Hotel with. She's a great director, real smart. I like there's two female directors, black, that are really good, Diana DeVoe and D, and they're just, from a woman's point of view, I mean, yeah, good. So I want to get behind them. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'll take me out of
You ever
this.
have sex with her?
Well, both. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're great.
So, MrMarcus.com.
Yeah, MrMarcus.com. Get him. You get the free Superhead video, but you gotta become a member.
What number is that in the Mr. Marcus's neighborhood, so they know?
It was a singular. It was like Mr. Marcus' neighborhood number 9.
Okay.
We changed the title and all that.
Okay.
This is gonna be called Superhead Sex Video, presented by Mr.
Has she called you up? They're like, Marcus, what you doing with my video? Why you gotta exploit me like that?
Man, I ain't doing nothing she ain't already done.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for coming in.
No doubt.
All right. I like to see my guests walk out. Plus, I have to continue along with my line of questioning.
All right. Pleasure.
Bye, Mr. Marcus. It's so sterile. Somebody from the pink room, come and escort Mr. Marcus.
Yeah.
There he goes.
You want me to escort him back?
No, you sit down, Queen.
I need to
Damn
wash my hands too.
Hello. Do you want some Purell? I got it in my bag.
I want the Purell.
I'm not judging anybody. These are the hands I gotta touch my child with.
Ooh.
Here.
Of all days for no glove.
I know, of all days to run out of the rubber gloves.
You guys.
Give me my Purell back. I need another shot. I'm going to the bathroom to wash my hands. We need to take a break. 107.5 WBLS.
What's up? This is Heather Hunter, and you're listening to Wendy Williams Experience on 107.5 WBLS, baby.
Oh, gosh. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Mr. Marcus. Shout out to Kenyatta Butler in the Bronx. Earlier today, she picked up passes for Destiny's Child out at Nassau Coliseum. Yeah. It's Pepsi Thursday. We've been giving them tickets away. I gave a pair away every hour during the show. It's real good. What are you about to give me another one to give away?
So you need the names?
Oh, well, yeah, sure. I'll rattle them off. Why not? Alex Martinez. There's Kenyatta Butler. Karen Carey won. And Edzion Flowers, a.k.a. Rosetta, picked up her passes. Congratulations, everybody. Thanks for turning us on today. Sunday, the WBLS family, Sunday, July 31st, is going to be up at Grant's Tomb. We're celebrating Family Unity Day at Grant's Tomb Memorial Park. It's fun for the whole family. All day long, there's going to be a lot going on. Vendors that have, more Destiny's Child passes for this hour. Call the number 11, picks them up right now. Destiny's Child at the Nassau Coliseum. So dial carefully, and good luck. We'll get you your name as I'm chatting right now. So there are all kinds of food vendors at Grant's Tomb on Sunday, July 31st. And then later on in the evening, there are performances by the legendary Melissa Morgan, the legendary Freddie Jackson, and Layla Hathaway. And encompassed in all their separate performances, there will be a tribute to Luther Vandross. So, this is free summer fun during the 107 Days of Summer. That's Sunday, July 31st. For more information about your 107 Days of Summer, visit our website at WBLS.com. The Laugh Factory was a blast last night. I had the best time. Shout out to everybody who came out. I always have fun at the Laugh Factory. It's like an evening with a whole bunch of friends. You'll feel the same way. Hopefully, you'll be there next Wednesday. Every Wednesday night, the Wendy Williams Comedy Experience is at the Laugh Factory, 42nd Street and 8th Avenue. Come, bring the people from your office. Loosen up, have a drink and some laughs. Doors open up at 8 o'clock. The show starts at 9. Tomorrow, I'm going to be broadcasting from Columbia, South Carolina. The 4-hour show is going to remain the same. The only thing that gets affected when I go on the road to broadcast, unfortunately, is the bonus hour because nobody has the switch to flip to, so I can just talk to New York. So therefore, the bonus hour will be a best of tomorrow. However, I plan on running for you an interview that many of you have not heard that I did earlier this week with Nicole, the pre-op transsexual lover. God, this sounds like the freak show. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed.
Why?
I'm trying to talk so seriously, but I'm listening to myself in my head, and I'm like, from Mr. Marcus to Heather Hunter to Nicole, the pre-op transsexual. She was involved in a relationship for 5 years with a C-list R&B singer, although in the WBLS format, he's an A-list performer. He's and the singer wants her to get her penis cut off, and she called me during advice hour telling me she didn't want to do it, and I told her to pack her bags and prepare to leave her life of luxuriation behind, but at least her penis is intact, go get a job, and like that. So Nicole is based in Chicago, and we had a follow-up conversation after I told her, and stay in touch with the show. So you'll hear Nicole's conversation with me tomorrow. Hey, by the way, Trev Hollywood, did you realize that the first conversation with Nicole was actually during advice hour? So you could have actually had her original call and then the follow-up call, which was the one that we taped in the other room the other day.
No, you did one in the first break at 2 o'clock, and then the rest of it in the first part of advice hour.
No. That was... Oh, hell, just whatever. Whatever you put together is what it is. Nicole, the pre-op transsexual, tomorrow on the bonus hour. Let's just keep going in the same vein. If you'll open up with me the New York Post today, you will see a transvestite hooker sobbed in a Manhattan court yesterday as he was found guilty for viciously slamming the 4-inch stiletto heel of his shoe into the head of a cab driver who declined, it's not funny, giving him a ride. Carlos Sanchez, a.k.a. Dirty Sanchez, 32, struck the cabbie so hard during the pre-dawn Christopher Street. Everything is so stereotypical. Why does it have to be Christopher Street?
Yes.
Shout out to you, world. Yeah. Wow. Hey, world. Wow. Christopher Street attack with the heel went 6 centimeters through the skin, skull, and brain, leaving the victim. No, listen. Leaving the victim partially paralyzed.
Damn.
The music. Turn that off now.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Come on.
Sorry. Silence everybody.
Assistant District Attorney Martha Stoley had presented 2 eyewitnesses, including one who'd known Sanchez by sight. The mean queen already has a string of prostitution, drug theft, and forgery convictions. He now faces 25 years in prison when he's sentenced for first-degree assault next month. The victim, who's the cab driver, Baron Ghosh, 38, father of twin sons in Brooklyn, still has a paralyzed right arm. Since the accident, Mr. Ghosh, who holds a master's degree in Bengali literature. What do you do with that degree? Drive a cab. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. It's terrible. Would you like to see the picture of Carlos Sanchez? I gotta say something. Picture looks crazy. That's him. I guess when you're all backed up there, you stick it anyway.
I guess you're right. Yeah. Oh my God.
There he is. Wendy, you better fall back off that AARP thing. I just sent in my application with my check, and as you know, I look damn good. But I will use the credit on the down low. Yeah, exactly. That's from my friend Yvette Feinberg. Makes me feel old just to say I have a friend who's in a damn RP. I don't want to get back into the conversation, but Yvette is like 51, the new 37 or something. And in other news, with the first installment of her aptly titled new series, Wendy Williams Brings the Heat Volume 1, Wendy Williams does indeed bring some heat. Aside from appearances by newcomers Demi, Blue Da Vinci, and Renegade Fox, she isn't necessarily marking undiscovered territory with the lineup of talent on this album. Regardless, the First Lady of Gossip definitely knows fresh talent when she hears it, and she's got a powerful soundtrack to prove it. While Emmy rejoins Nas for Man Up and Brooke Valentine teams up with Jermaine Dupri for Playa on some solid R&B meets hip-hop club tracks, the slower groove comes from Marcus Houston with his Get Naked. It seems like we slept on Marcus for a long time, and he's got to have it. He lights up this track with a lusty crooning and graceful falsetto. Another artist that has been slept on by the masses is Dwelly, delivering a smashing performance, a dashing performance in the track Money Don't Mean a Thing. Although the song title Baby Mama Love doesn't instantly denote a classic, Jermaine Dupri's newly signed R&B group NTU does show some promising abilities. They're still talking about my CD. I can't believe it. And I got a good review. Look, they gave 4 stars. Thank you to allhiphop.com CD reviewer Dove. I don't know who you are, but I want to thank 4 stars. Jaheim and Jadakiss sound great together on Every Time, and it's just when you think the album is about to cool off, Wendy herself joins Mario Winans for some more sensational slow grinding on Stand Up. The Divine Ms. W brings the knock from New York's darlings of the Dipset, Joel Santana and Jim Jones, with product GMB collaborating Streets on Fire, and hits the South with the fan favorite Young Jeezy, Baby D, and newcomer Blue Da Vinci of Atlanta. BMF Records with the cut I'm a Boss. She also shows some love to the West Coast with Gorilla Black's Hot Dollar collaboration, Say What. Rap R&B vets MOP terrorize the microphone with Whoa, and Black Rob gives the world 4 whole minutes of lyrical sanity on Warrior. Dancehall superstar Beanie Man laces Good Whoa with his trademark style. On the flip side, Wendy found a fierce theme song with the Hood Princess, a solid showing of up-and-coming artist Demi, amplified by the sure shot verses of Styles P. While the appearances on the albums are noteworthy, it's consistency of production that makes this album work beyond the realm of the typical compilation project. There are executive producers who pay the cash to be on the back of CD labels, and there are those who roll up their sleeves and help develop a project. You can love Wendy Williams or you can hate like haters do, but at the end of the day, you do have to respect the fact that she knows a hit when she hears one. Shout out to my executive producer, _ Entertainment, Kevin Hunter. We got 4 stars on allhiphop.com. Hip hop and you don't stop. Well, all right. Thank you. I love you guys for that. Oh, please, I'm not going anywhere. You take that Vaughn Harper and duct tape him. And put in a Mr. Marcus flick and keep him busy for the next 4 hours. No, I gotta go. Oh boy, you all, thank you for letting me luxuriate in your company. If you're just turning on the show, if you don't get here until the bonus hour, I've got to tell you, you missed 3 heated breaks with Stacy Brown, the man who co-wrote...
How you doing?
Art will not let up because Art loves Michael Jackson so much, and the truth is the light. Stacy talks about Michael and heroin and cocaine, Michael being a pedophile, Michael and Lisa. Oh my gosh. The book is called An Insider Story of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, the Man Behind the Mask. It's by Bob Jones with Stacy Brown, longtime friends and confidants of the Jackson family. As a matter of fact, Stacy was in until about 30 days ago, and now he's on the outs. He's got this book out with Bob Jones. It's available in bookstores as of last week. And thank you, Mr. Brown, for coming and giving us a nice talk. Alrighty, so Vaughn's up next with The Quiet Storm, you all, and I will talk to you promptly tomorrow at 2 o'clock, God willing. All right, thanks for listening to the little engine that not only could, but for right now, the little engine that's doing it. It's your radio station, The People's Choice, 107.5 WVLS. Bye-bye.
The Wendy Williams broadcast day has completed.
Aw, man!
And WVLS music starts